wheels. Sorry.
So, guys, what's happening? Are we gonna burn some bridges today?
No, let's not put it that way. Let's just say we're gonna talk the truth.
Bro, you're gonna have to talk right in that
and
mic.
nothing but the truth. So we're gonna
it.
talk the truth and nothing but the truth. And I feel like if people get offended from there, it's not really your problem with how someone receives your honesty.
But sometimes your truth is different to someone else's truth.
Fair enough.
Because you believe your truth to be how you perceive it.
Of course, that's why I said your own honesty.
Yeah. What is some of the truths that we are seeing that we feel from outside that's not true?
Just people having their like persona on Instagram and social media, and that not being the same as what you see in person. I feel like so we going into the topic of what's the topic we spoke about?
The last time we spoke.
No, I mean like now.
Cloud chasing.
Cloud chasing.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, jeez. Cloud chasing. Yeah, completely forgot. So it's just a thing of basically being fake. People promote positivity and stuff, and promote being real and stuff, which is all good and well. But if you're not that person outside of social media, like how fake are you? You know what I mean? Like I understand you can motivate people and do all that sort of shit, but how real can you be if you're not that person?
Define cloud chasing.
Cloud chasing. Ooh. Do you want to answer that one?
While you guys do that, I'm gonna pull up the Google definition.
Google there. Okay. What's your opinion on cloud chasing?
My opinion, you don't do things for the sake of doing it for like the greater good.
Yeah.
You do it like you'll do something that people consider nice or to be like a positive thing, but the only reason you're actually doing it is to get more people to see you, and like stuff that you don't even mean, or it's just unnecessary, or like
I think it's like the urban definition of attention seeking.
Okay,
yeah.
So the actual Urban Dictionary defines it as a person who strategically associates themselves with the success of popular people or currently contemporary trend to gain fame and attention. So it's a lot of people that kind of hop on a trend of, if I say this, it's just basically virtue signaling.
Yeah.
It's pretending that you truly are so passionate about a particular thing that everybody should be passionate about, just to get more followers and to get that clout.
More attention.
It's kind of like, I mean, like you've got a lot of followers, right? I mean, you've got more than double than what I have, for example.
I don't even enter this conversation.
You're on 10, right?
No. So, like for example, like if I was to be taking stories of you and everything every single time that I was with you, and uploading it and just I saw
that today, and I've also been guilty of it before, where I also trained with Yakuda Brain just to get some of his followers.
No, but I mean, like that's like a fair game. It's not like you're not being yourself. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're still true to who you are.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I have an issue with people who aren't true towards themselves. Like, dude, if you're a dick, you're a dick, but don't pretend you're an angel.
Do you have a particular example? You can be vague about it. You don't have to signal out anyone, but you can kind of you can be pretty vague.
Just for example, like some people that are, I wouldn't say like new to the industry. It's just that, like, I want to skip this, bro, because I feel like I'm gonna throw quite a few people under the bus. But it's just a thing of, like, we see it a lot in the fitness industry, right? Where people come in, they do their first show, and it's like, ooh, first show. And then they hop on this, like,
trend.
Fitness.
On the bandwagon.
On the bandwagon, you know what I mean? And it becomes less about competing and like, the lifestyle. It's more about the attention you get from it. So you see nowadays people competing basically for the photos, you know what I mean? And I feel like now, the people that have done that now, you see, like, mental issues coming from that because it's not actually what they wanted to do. Yeah. They just did it for ex-girlfriend, maybe attention, as we've spoken about, and like
they don't
more
always
followers.
More followers.
They don't always get that attention on the followers that they thought they were going to
get,
which is why their ego gets hurt or they get upset or whatever.
I feel like mental fragility after they don't get what they were looking for, it becomes slim, and it's like, bro, exactly why did you stop competing? And when you ask them that, it's like, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? After a while, you know what I mean? And so it's like, bro, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a lot of, as you're talking about, like, people coming into the industry, it's people coming into the industry trying to get followers, trying to get that fame around them. Because let's be honest, the easiest way nowadays to get followers is to post ab photos or post yourself looking lean. Whereas like if you're someone else that's obviously not in the fitness industry who like you're a fashion person. Yeah. Like I think it's more difficult to get proper organic followers by posting you fully clothed. Obviously like if you're wearing high-end street clothing, different story, people are going to follow you for that. But if you are trying to like, let's just say Sasha, she's not posting on social media to try to be one of those competing girls.
Yeah, of course.
Like she's not going to get followers the same way those girls are going to get followers. And that's why I think a lot of people compete, just because it's easy to get those followers.
It's easy to like pose an ass photo over there, ab photo over here, with a big pump, and it's easy to do that. And I feel like it is difficult for those other sort of industries like your fashion and your art and so, because the niche is so small. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not as easy as to, not everyone is interested in seeing ass, or not everyone's interested in seeing abs, but if someone sees abs, they're like, oh, okay, cool, dope, or whatever.
But it's human nature to look at the exterior. And of course. So it's human nature to see a bum and then stop and look at it more. Yeah. It's human nature to do these kind of things that it's the exterior, whereas art,
it's the first thing you see about a person.
The thing of art is obviously it takes effort and time. Obviously, I mean, building a bum takes time, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing artistic about posting a photo of your body. Nah. So you kind of need to appreciate those other people that are doing other things. I know Logan Paul has a friend, his name's Mac. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was on Logan Paul's podcast, everything. All these oaks have millions of followers. All Mac posts is art. And he's got like 50,000.
Yeah. So obviously, I feel like with art as well, there's a deeper meaning that people don't really see or understand. Yeah. So it's harder to get yourself involved in that industry. I feel like it's just easy to look at ass and be like, oh, that's a nice ass. Yeah. You know what I mean?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
What are your guys' views on OnlyFans?
I think it's pathetic. Honestly, I do. Like,
bro, can I tell you a story? So this guy, obviously he is relatively famous. He had over 2 million followers on Instagram. But him and his girl, so he first started just doing OnlyFans. It was his OnlyFans page, account. But he was posting of his girlfriend. His girlfriend is obviously okay with it. They made $3 million in 3 months. Is it that pathetic now after all that money?
Dude, no. It's a lot of money, but at the same time, like, for me, like, you're not... It's
the same thing as porn.
You're disrespecting yourself so much.
What they did is, I would count that. I would count that as porn.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. No, there are obviously, like, porn only, like, where it's, like, just everything, like,
even with the people that, like, subscribe to these accounts, I'm like, that badly, like you that interested.
Hey, bro, it's a rough world out there. Not everyone's getting ass, bro. Not everyone is.
But the thing is, the way I am, the way my genetic makeup is and the way my mind works is, I don't want to look at something that I can never have. I don't want to look at something and be like, covet over it and crave it and whatever, but I know I'm never going to have it.
Exactly.
So in my mind, I don't want to be looking at this, because I mean, at the end of the day, how are you going to meet this girl in America that you're busy looking at her nude?
And even if you could, why would you want to anyway? Why would you want to date someone that's
she's not your girlfriend, she's everyone. She's everyone's girlfriend.
You guys are sharing.
Yeah. So my opinion is like, for me, it's like, for me to have an opinion about what someone else is doing, it's a waste of energy, to be honest, in my opinion. I just feel like the way they're trying to, like, I wouldn't say promote OnlyFans, but to justify it. I mean, I understand. Do what you need to do, you know what I mean? But my thing is, you can't be comparing it to, like, a woman or a guy that's worked 3, 4, 5 years and studied for, like, a law degree and say it's on the same level, because it's not. You know what I mean? Like, you're just posting photo, like you just took off your clothes, took photo. You know what I mean? There's no effort. You know what I mean? It's easy. It's an easier route. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't have anything against it. But for me, it's like, you can't be comparing it to someone who's been doing accounting or being like just someone who's actually, like, studied and stuff. Let me say that.
At the end of the day, you'll probably make more money doing OnlyFans.
You probably make more money doing OnlyFans, but that's why I'm saying it's the easy route. Yeah. And to be fair, that OnlyFans thing, it's like the top 5% that actually start getting those millions. It's not for everyone. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Let's say I started OnlyFans, started taking photos. I mean, maybe there's like 3 guys on Instagram that'll pay for it, Yeah. It's not like I'm going to come make millions. Like, this guy it was $10. So let's say 150 Rand, whatever, subscription. He had 500,000 people subscribing every single month.
Yeah. Yeah, you see.
Whereas I'm not going to be getting that. So what? I'm going to have $30 at the end of the month.
It's like grocery shopping for like 2 days,
literally.
bro. But yeah, I feel like for me it's like if my chick had to do it, like I'll be chilled, like to an extent, obviously.
You have to get some of that money then, though.
I mean, who the fuck is taking the photos? I gotta get my share, bro. But like for me, it's like if my hand had to do it, like I wouldn't mind. It's just like the boundaries of the relationship have to be respected. So, for example, how she interacts with her customers and stuff, then and it's like too racy or too much. That's when I have an issue because now the boundaries or my own boundaries of a relationship are then getting pushed and broken. You know what I mean?
So would you let your girlfriend do it? Like, let's say she's posting something that would get taken off Instagram.
I'd let her do it, bro. Dude, at the end of the day, it's her body, not mine. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have ownership over her body. If she wants to do it, she can. For me, as long as she respects the boundary, as I said, I feel like it's all down to communication.
Would you want her to allow you to post photos of your knobs to other guys and girls?
I would not do that. First of all, everyone, I would not do that. But if I needed the money, yeah. If I needed the money.
So then would you do porn for money?
Depends how much you're asking. I'm joking. No, I wouldn't, bro. I wouldn't. I got morals. Okay, shit. But I don't mean in that way. I don't mean if you do OnlyFans stuff that you don't have morals. I'm just saying.
Well, everyone's morals are subjective. So.
Yeah, exactly. So the way I've been brought up, I wouldn't do it. But
it goes against your morals.
My own shit. Okay. So, but the way I understand,
I just want to try something quick.
Why other people do it?
Some scary music. I need to learn what these things do. Next time Kieran tells a joke.
Okay, but like you guys, you know, I feel like it's easier for me to say it because I'm not in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like I am still.
So
single.
this thing will stop. Yeah, carry on.
Like, you know, I feel like this is an easy topic for me to like talk about because as I said, like I'm not in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I'm single, so it's like it's easy for me to say like, yo, I'd let my hand do it. Probably in the situation, I actually couldn't tell you because how feelings develop and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like I need to ask you guys this: would you let Sasha do an OnlyFans?
No, dude, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Like for me, obviously, like let's say obviously her on stage or whatever, no issue. Like she's in bikini, that's cool. If she wanted to go and do you know, like a lingerie shoot, like it's up to her, it's her body. She's able, however she wants to express herself, that's cool. But the moment people are paying to look at her and, you know, probably do something to those photos, you know, like that's where I kind of draw the line and I kind of say, you know, it's not spreading any good and it's kind of just promoting. Then let's be honest, masturbation is not productive. I feel it is not productive.
What do you mean not productive? Like in what way? Like does it get in this like in the way of the stuff you do every day? Or?
Like I think, I know I've watched actually quite a few YouTube videos on this, and it's almost talking about how, like obviously our bodies need to release,
yeah,
of course,
all got needs.
But like if you're looking at, obviously, I mean, to masturbate, you're not gonna imagine a blank wall or paint drawing. You're gonna be. Some people have their preferences, okay, but you're gonna be thinking about and coveting over some girl. You're gonna be thinking about some girl that you want, and you know, thinking about someone that you can never have, or obviously maybe you think about someone that you could possibly have, but that way of thinking and that line of thinking isn't productive in terms of like your mental state. I feel this is my own personal perspective, and I've watched YouTube videos and like I just feel so like when we were single, whatever, when I was single, and like let's say I would think about someone and I would want them, like I didn't find that productive. Thinking about someone and dreaming about them and I wish I had her, like I don't find that productive. I find like that's not going to help me at the end of the day. Like I would rather, you know, think about other things, because me sitting and dreaming about some girl is not going to help me do anything in life.
Yeah.
But obviously at the end of the day, everyone does it. I mean, we are all human and everyone dreams for what they want. And I would like, I would rather dream of something productive. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just dream about money and dream about success.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there and be like, okay, what can I do to make that a reality?
I feel you.
And if you want a girl, going and masturbating is not productive in terms of getting that girl, or
No,
you know,
of course.
obviously, like, it just puts you in a negative mindset, and it makes you
No,
like, let's be honest, if you masturbate, that is objectifying whatever you're masturbating to.
no, of course.
And you objectifying that is not going to actually have a healthy relationship with that thing that you're objectifying once you get it. It's the same as money, or it's the same as cars. The moment you get that car and you've been dreaming about it your entire life, you're going to have it, and you're going to realize it's not actually what you built it up in your mind to be.
Yeah, it's like over expecting.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like the other side of that coin, like, unfortunately, there's not many guys that think the way you do. I do respect the way you think. There's not many guys that can be like, yeah, I need to make this a reality. Unfortunately, there's guys out there that chill in their rooms all day playing games. I'm not saying obviously you play games. I'm just saying like, like, you know, your classic nerd or whatever. Like, he's gonna sit there and be like, this is the only action I'm gonna get, so I might as well. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where. I'm not promoting anyone or anything, but I'm just saying that's where I feel like maybe that's where the whole art of OnlyFans comes in, because then, like, the man or the woman behind, you know, the watching the stuff is like imagining themselves in that situation. I feel like that maybe that's where the art side of it comes in. I know it's, as you said, not productive, but some O's can't get. Would you let?
Yo, is Shay ever going to have an OnlyFans account?
I hope not. Like, obviously, you can't control them and tell them, but I probably wouldn't be in a relationship with someone that did have an OnlyFans. Yeah.
I feel like
for me, I can't justify it myself.
Yeah.
So, like, I would never be with someone that's got an OnlyFans account.
Yeah, for me, it's like no one should bash you for having that opinion. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's unfair that, like, you know, like the I've seen the arguments online and stuff, and people are like, oh my God, or like, why don't you support OnlyFans and stuff? I feel like with your opinion, that you shouldn't have to be bashed for it, because you don't need to support OnlyFans.
No, exactly.
And you don't need to. If you can't do it, then you don't have to.
If another guy's comfortable with his girlfriend doing
100%.
it, then that's his own opinion. Good for him. Cool.
100%.
But actually, I was watching a video that, obviously completely off topic, but some guy was arguing with. So obviously, this isn't me stating my opinions on this, but this is me reenacting. Just, you know, they just have to be safe with social media now.
Yeah.
So he was basically arguing how, you know, if a person scientifically is a woman, you know, they can identify as a man, but physically they are not. So if a woman thinks she's a man, fine, think you're a man, but you are not a man if you physically have female genitalia. So this is what they were arguing about. He was arguing with her, saying a woman is a woman, they can identify as a man, but if they scientifically have those parts, they are, you know, what they scientifically are born as.
Yeah.
So she was saying, I'm trying to get this right exactly. So he was arguing with her, and she's saying, but don't you think it's offensive for transgender people or people that identify as a different sex? And he's like, yeah, it is offensive, but why is it right for you to argue with me and not care that I'm getting offended?
Sure.
So just because he's on the other side of what society deems okay, and he's saying, like, what you are is what you are, and, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you are is what you are, and you have to accept that if you're a woman, you're a woman, whatever. Yeah. But she's getting offended, and obviously people getting offended because people identify as what they want to identify with.
Yeah.
It's just,
but then she's saying, you know, you can't tune us about this. But he's saying, but you're tuning me about my beliefs.
Yeah.
It's just a difference of opinion.
Exactly.
I mean,
everyone should be allowed their opinion regardless.
Especially with this topic, I feel like everyone should be allowed their opinion, but at the same time, not offend or try to bash.
Like, have your opinion, and like, you're more than welcome to express your opinion, but don't try to force your opinion onto other people.
Everything he was talking about, he was just having a debate with the lady, and he was talking about the scientific aspects of what he believes.
Yeah.
So he wasn't saying, if you feel like this, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
He was saying X, Y, and Z from scientific
stating
stats.
facts.
Yeah,
you're
so
stating facts. When you're stating facts, bro, like, at the end of the day, those are facts. You can't really fight facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so he wasn't trying to offend anyone. He's just saying, like, these are my beliefs. This is the research I've done. And she's like, well, you're offending people. But then she starts arguing back with him. He's like, well, you're not afraid to offend me, so why should I have to hold back to not offend you?
Yeah, I feel like people should just do in this topic, people should just do their own thing and let people be. Because at the end of the day, what someone identifies themselves as or how someone views themselves, it's got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's got nothing to do with you. Like, let people be, and I feel like you'll be so much happier not thinking about like other people. You know what I mean?
That's one thing my mom taught me when I was young. She's like, if you're upset with someone or like you had a fight with a friend or whatever, and it's like eating you up, she's like, let go of that. Let go of that pain, because that person probably doesn't even know that you're getting so
100%.
angry about this person. Like, they don't even know that you're like
Yeah.
lying in bed at night, clenching your fists, hating this person. She's like, just
100%.
let it go, because it's affecting you being angry at that person far more than it's affecting the other person.
100%. But I will say one thing. What annoys me is those bloody Instagram groups. Like, that's
That comment group.
that comment group. That's
Those
annoying.
people we hate. No, I'm joking.
Nah. Hate's a strong word.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Hate's a very strong word. I just think that whole thing is pathetic. Just simply because.
For me, it doesn't get faker than that.
Yeah, like the industry itself is fake enough as it is. When you add on to, come on.
It must have been this time last year, maybe beginning of last year, around there. I actually got added onto that group.
Yeah.
And the day I was added was the same day I left. When I saw
How many
when I saw what is happening on there, there's tons of people in that group, dude. Well, from what I saw, I don't know. I mean, it was like a year ago. And when I saw like what they do on the group, I was like, no, like really, like.
Can you explain exactly what they were doing? Do you remember what they were doing on the group?
Basically, was let's say there's like 150 people on the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time one of those group members posts a photo on Instagram, they send the link to the group. Everyone in the group clicks the link, they have to go like and comment on the photo. And they say it's to increase engagement, which isn't true because
it works though, bro. It does
so,
work.
I mean, I don't know, have you seen the new Instagram algorithm that
Yeah, with like
updates
if you save a
where
post, that's like the number one
you're
best way to
saving
grow.
posts, so unless every single post on the group is saving every single one of your posts,
Well, they
like,
probably do that as well.
maybe.
But comments, the more comments you
Like,
have, it's definitely.
If it increases
bro,
engagement, like
they've got
then
70 comments on a post as
Yeah.
opposed to my 3. Who's
But-
going to get better engagement? The
No,
70.
of course,
No,
they,
of course.
100%
No,
they are. But
I
for me,
completely
my
agree with
thing
that.
is like,
I see that
it's
side of it.
so fake. Like, first of all, probably like 70% of these people don't even know each other,
Yeah.
never met each other or spoken
Yeah.
to each other. Or for me, like from what I saw people, like I sometimes I've read the comments and I know like this guy and
Hates
this
that
person,
person.
they don't even like each other.
That's my issue.
Like let's say you and I don't like each other. You
Exactly.
post a
I'm
photo,
not
but then
gonna
I'm going and I'm commenting on you for
would
like,
never
oh bro,
comment.
you're looking great, this, and then you come back, oh bro, I'm just trying to catch up to you, bro. that's 90% of the comments is like, oh bro, looking great, but oh no, just been trying to be like you, bro. Dude.
For me, also those comments are so generic. You know what I mean? It's not.
They're
like,
not, they don't actually mean.
They don't mean
anything.
it.
Like,
You know what I mean? And
this guy doesn't actually care about you.
Yeah.
He's just doing what he has to do. You know?
and Jesse, like, I understand that side of it, the engagement part. Obviously, I completely understand.
That's the whole point of it.
I
I mean, that's
understand
the
that,
reason
but
why it's there.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand that, but for me, it's like this person's beefing with that person, but they beefing, but they still telling each other how good they look, and it's like behind closed doors, exactly what are you chatting about?
Goes
each other?
back to cloud chasing, bro.
And it goes back to cloud
For me,
chasing.
yeah,
you know?
at the end of the day, like none of these people, okay, I'm not going to say none, but 80% of these people wouldn't be commenting on each other's posts if it wasn't for that group. If it wasn't for the case of they had to. And, for me, like this, that's instant, like it's fake.
It's fake, bro.
Yeah.
It is fake energy. Like, for me, it's like when I comment on someone's photo, I mean it. You know what I mean? Like, I actually comment because
which
it's either
you should.
It's like, damn, you look good, or geez, bro, you're looking big. I will comment.
I
You
mean,
know what
I've actually, the other day, it's probably a few weeks ago, where someone posted a photo and I saw all the comments and I knew, because it's the same people commenting all the time.
It's like a cycle.
You know it's the group. It's just like a cycle. Like, and like, there was a photo, I'm not going to say of what's in a caption, and then the comments had nothing to do with the photo or caption.
You see
Like
what
they
I'm saying?
weren't related in any way. And I was like, it just shows that people are clicking on the link, leaving a random comment and then going off.
and then going on. And it's
No one's actually taking the time to read your post and actually like,
yeah. No.
But guys, Billy, you say you won't judge anyone that does OnlyFans. Will you judge someone that's in this group?
See, that's
No, okay,
You
so
know,
for
for
me,
me,
like,
I
I've
said
got-
for that
I've got-
OnlyFans thing, I said in this topic, and I said we moved on.
for
I'm
me,
like, from this topic. Like this topic, it annoys me. Like that topic. Listen, I won't judge anyone for being on the group. For me, it's just like
I just don't agree with it.
I just don't agree. I wouldn't do it. Let me say that. I wouldn't do it. Just simply because it's for me, I like it when shit is organic. You know, when people do things because they want to and it's natural. When things are forced, it's like you can see when things are forced.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff's gonna get to your head. Like
it's gonna get you exactly.
You're sitting there thinking, oh my, all these people are commenting such nice photos. Such nice comments.
But
on
they
my photo
will
and stuff.
they will know that it's not people because you will see you'll see it's the people on the group. So it's not like you.
There are individuals that are still gonna let it go to the head.
Yeah, a lot of people get it like let it.
But
get
the
to
thing
their
is,
heads,
there's
bro.
some people that have 3 likes and that goes to their head. so it's something. And that's in the fitness industry, and that's with social media. You do get a lot of praise.
Yeah.
So some people aren't used to praise.
No, of course.
And in the moment they get some praise, it's an amazing thing. And look at me, I'm cool, I'm super cool, I'm virtually famous because I got 3 comments on a photo.
Yeah,
for me,
do you think that's also
it's
like down
good
to clout chasing?
to feel good about yourself and be confident about yourself and things like that. But at the same time, if people are just leaving fake comments and stuff like that, you kind of also need to understand that. And like you said, with regards to judging people on the group, like I've got friends that I know that are on that group.
Yeah,
I know people that are on that group.
Yeah,
and they're friends, and I know like
Sasha's sisters on that group, bro.
I'm good mates with those people, and I know that they're nice people. I just don't like. If they want to be on the group,
it's just not for you, and you don't want to do that.
It's just not for me.
It's the
I
same
don't agree with it.
if I know someone with OnlyFans, I'm not going to stop being a friend with them.
No, of course
but
not.
But I might, depends what they're posting, I might remove myself from them. And that's also what social media has done, is you see someone like with cloud chasing or putting up a fake facade, and then you kind of realize the person that they are. Because if they can be one way on social media and be totally different in person, you don't want to be associated with these people.
No, of course, because you never know what that person's going to turn around and do to you behind closed doors. You know what I mean? How can you trust that person? Because if you're giving me one person on one day and then I look at my phone and you're another person, for me, I can't trust that person. And for me, it's like, if I don't trust you, I don't want to be associated with you. And that's it, like point blank period. Like, unfortunately, that's just how I roll.
And that's what's nice about just like shutting them off and not letting it affect you ever again.
That mute button and on Instagram, greatest invention. Greatest invention. Just mute, bro. You'll never see me.
You've used it a few times, bro.
Yeah, I have.
But now, would you mute them or would you just unfollow them?
It depends, because for me, it's like, sometimes it's like, when I mute someone, I'm tired of seeing your shit, basically. I'm like, sorry, bro. And
you might as well unfollow them.
For me, it's like unfollow. For me, that creates more drama, because it's like I'm not beefing with the person.
Then they might message you, why you follow me, Vele hates me.
And I'm not the type of person who's going to entertain that.
Like rather just
mute them.
Close the door on them. They don't need to know the door's closed.
They don't know, you know what I mean? So just mute them. They won't know. Everyone, when they see me in person, or if I see them in person, then it's just like, hey, what's up, bro? How's it going? But I feel like when you press that unfollow button, now in person, now it's beef.
But I've had times where someone will irritate me on social media, something they'll do I won't agree with, or like they'll do something cloud chasing, whatever, and I'll be like, nah, I don't like this person. I don't want to be associated with them. Like, go do what you want. But there has been times where I'll unfollow them because I want them to know. Yeah. And I think as humans we go through that. And you kind of need to learn about that about yourselves, because sometimes you want people to know that you don't like them. And that being said, that's not me listening to what my mom told me when I was young to just forget, and just leave them.
And I feel like with this whole like praise thing as well, it falls into the thing of also like the mental fragility a little bit, because people will think all of a sudden if you have a different opinion from someone else, or you don't hear what you want to hear from that person, now all of a sudden the world ends, because recently I got into, I wouldn't even say it was Instagram beef, bro, but I posted one of those question stickers on my stories, and someone asked me a question about so-and-so, I won't mention that, about so-and-so, and I gave my honest opinion, bro. I gave my honest opinion. In my head, I felt like I didn't insult this person. I just said, I forgot what I said. I said, from the times I've met this person, like I don't have any issues with him, but I do feel like he's a little bit loud for the way he looks, which for me, like I feel like that's a very honest opinion from my. You
want to explain by what you mean by a little bit loud for how he looks? Are you saying that he is, trying to preach certain things that maybe he isn't following?
Exactly. For me, it's like he's preaching all this stuff about like.
And fitness. I don't know who this person is.
You don't know who this person is?
I'm acting dumb.
All right, so we'll mention names. So it was public. So you know what I mean. It wasn't private.
But you both called each other out, right?
Yeah. For me,
So then I don't think there's an issue with mentioning names because you did something.
Yeah,
there was retaliation.
It was online. Okay, so yeah, it was with Devon Cork. Obviously, it was with Devon Cork. And listen, I don't have like the energy to keep on carrying on beef. Anyway, so I just said exactly my opinion about him. I felt like he took it as an insult. I didn't mean to insult him. That I'll say that like out loud. I didn't mean for it to come off as an insult for me. It was just my opinion about someone, and I feel like his ego got hit. To be honest, I feel like his ego got hit, and obviously he retaliated in a way which was an insult. Basically, tuning classic physique as men's bikini, or physique as men's bikini. That's when I was like, okay, if you want to play this game, like if you want to start roasting, like dude, like I'll burn you.
So I heard after the fact. So I didn't even see your story. I only actually saw his.
Yeah.
So what was your initial story?
My initial story was, so someone asked me a question, what do I think about Dev Cork? I gave an honest opinion. I don't think I insulted him. I don't, in my opinion.
You didn't say it with the intention
With
of
intention,
insulting him, but at the same
100%.
time, like I think, you logically or whatever, like you kind of knew like he wasn't going to take it well. No one would.
Fair enough.
I mean, if someone posts a story about you saying that, regardless of whether they meant it as an insult or not, you are going to feel a certain way.
Maybe
about-
also, being honest sometimes, like how you were honest,
But
isn't,
it's, like I
isn't
said,
bad
it's also at
because
the same
it's
time-
kind of making someone. I'm not saying Dev is or isn't, or whatever,
Yeah.
but it could make someone kind of check themselves.
yeah. You
So
know
like,
what I mean?
I'm not saying Dev is or isn't or whatever, but it can, because I mean, obviously he's been on the podcast. I don't want to make it look like we are or we're not. We're not all
not.
talking behind his back.
No.
Because it is all
of course
public.
not. It was all
is
public, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's why I was like, I might as well just mention his name.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, in my opinion, right, I understand who I am as a person. I know that some people will not like me, and I understand that, you know what I mean? For him to react the way he did, I understand that. But at the same time, for me, it's like, not everyone's going to like you, bro. You know what I mean?
But you being honest, you've also been honest about racial issues and stuff.
I'm always brutally honest.
It's not like
know?
you
No,
just
even if you
being
are maybe
one-sided.
slightly offending someone, something like that, rather be honest. Don't.
Why must I lie?
Why lie or be
Exactly.
fake?
For me, it's like,
if Vols thinks a certain thing, or if you think about a certain thing about someone and you tell them, they might get offended regardless of who it is.
yeah.
But at the same time, at least you're honest.
And it gets back to what I was saying before, where it's like how someone receives your own honesty is not your problem. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, the saying does, and sometimes I'll read something, an honest post that someone makes, and I'll get offended.
Yeah.
They're not, and then I think, maybe they're meaning me. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
they're not. It's just because the
It's just-
shoe
yeah.
fits.
If the
And
shoe
it's just-
fits,
yeah.
if the shoe fits,
yeah.
wear it. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Yeah,
You
if
took-
it offended you, then like you said, maybe you need to check yourself.
yeah, rather like scope yourself, because I understand, like, dude, I know my personality is out there, my character is out there. I know a lot of people, some people don't like me, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna change.
I don't like you that much.
Oh wait, see you later, though. You know what I mean? So it's just about understanding yourself and understanding that not everyone's gonna like you. I feel like with Dev, in that situation, this is my opinion, with the way he reacted, I feel like his ego got hit, and I feel like he does maybe think that everyone thinks about him in a certain way or in a certain light, and I feel like my story and mentioning my honesty or truth, he didn't like that at all. So, and he took it as an insult, which for me is like, it's okay. For me, like as I said, I got no beef with him. I've got no issues. He unfollowed me, like, cool, bro. But yeah, I got no beef, bro. I got no beef with him. Yeah.
And you? Who do you have beef with, bro?
Yo,
I'm
who do you have
definitely
beef
not
with?
mentioning names because last time that
That will
happened,
cause drama. We don't need to do that. So.
he got
Okay, I want to
way more than what any person would get into. Like,
Are we talking about who I should be knowing?
probably.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
For
thinking
me-
of a lot of people, but I
For
think
me, it's the same situation. Like, I don't have beef with him. I told a certain person that I don't like them, and I gave them my reasons why. That was it. He took it a certain way and chose to retaliate however way that he felt was necessary, blah, 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 blah. That's him. Like,
Yeah.
good for you, bro. If he wants to be angry or talk about me or talk about other people or anyone, so be it. For me, it doesn't affect me. Like, cool. If you don't like me, that's fine. If you're gonna talk shit or say stuff to other people because I told you why I don't like you, that's fine. I don't mind that. At the end of the day, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's just the fact that, okay, all your friends are going to unfollow me on Instagram. It doesn't faze me. It doesn't faze me.
But why don't you, can you just explain the story so I feel like everyone understands? Obviously, don't mention names, as you said.
There was a couple of situations, I had him, throwing unnecessary comments towards, my girlfriend and stuff like it in the gym.
Yeah.
Which had been denied. Meanwhile, we were both standing in front of him, so that's a little bit weird. But anyway,
so denied meaning he
as in he denied it, as in
he said he
I didn't say that, but and we were both standing there looking at him.
Bro, okay.
But sure, and there's a few other situations. I'm not going to go into too much detail because
just give us
it's already a sensitive topic on his side as it is. So.
Yeah.
But basically, I didn't like him, what he was about. He threw up some comments, he did some stuff.
Yeah.
I had my reasons. And when I had a chance to be honest about those reasons and tell him, I did. And then
I respect that though. For me, it's when someone gives me an honest truth about myself, for me, it's I respect that just simply because I now know where I stand with you. And I know, okay, it's either I fuck with you or I don't. You know what I mean? Depending on what you said. So for me, I like that. Because I would do the same thing.
Yeah. But also sometimes you don't know, when let's say I get triggered by something that wasn't made for me, but I thought it was for me. One day I might get triggered because I was having a terrible day. Another day I might not care because I'm having an amazing day. So I think it's also, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we might not know.
No, 100%. And for me, I fully understand what I said to him and the reasons why I told him I don't like him. If you got offended by all of that, that's fine. I mean, he has every right to, but that's not my problem.
Yeah.
What you do from that point onwards, that's not my problem. I couldn't care less about you.
100%.
I really couldn't. So,
100%.
If you want to say this, approach my girlfriend in the gym thereafter say a whole bunch of things and, that's on you, bro. You're the one that's, putting your energy into it.
Yeah.
You're wasting your own time and your own energy.
No, I feel you.
Everyone else is gonna sit back and watch you. So.
I feel like whatever you put your energy into just seems to grow. So I feel
exactly.
I feel like for him, maybe
I've got way better things to do with my life. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going back to cloud chasing. I was thinking of getting people with beef on. Obviously, I did that with Jack and Dev.
Yeah.
And I want your guys' opinion on, is that bad, cloud chasing? So what I would do is I would get these two people that obviously have pretty good followings each. Then they would beef it out. Didn't happen as hectic as I hoped it would. I wanted views, bro. I'll be dead honest.
That's the problem because a lot of the time it might come down to the fact that people have a lot to say over the phone.
Yeah.
But don't necessarily want to say.
100%. Ooh, there's a lot of keyboard warriors.
No, but I want your guys' opinion first before we go to keyboard warriors. Is that me cloud chasing?
No, bro, listen.
Because I did it for the views. I did it for the views, bro.
No, 100%. Of course you did. But at the same time, this is a business that you're running.
Yeah. Also, it's entertainment. You're giving the people what they want.
And I guess I'm giving them both the equal chance to have their point of view.
Yeah, that's not cloud chasing.
At the end of the day,
obviously your reasoning was cloud chasing or whatever. But I'm not saying, I wouldn't say necessarily that you are a cloud chaser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That doesn't. I feel like cloud chasing. I feel like it's going against who you are. Not exactly against who you are, but it's like doing something that you wouldn't necessarily always do. Just for the attention.
I guess if you had to look at from, let's say, if I was instigating a fight, then it's negative. If I was egging Jack on to tune Devin, maybe then that's bad cloud chasing. But I just got these two oaks in a room to hash it out, basically.
Yeah. Basically, for me, it's like whatever was spoken about here would have either been done online or it may not have happened anyway because, as I said, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. People who say a lot.
Not saying that Jack
not saying that. I'm not saying that, but
Jack's
I'm just saying.
Definitely not.
No, Jack's definitely not.
I'm just saying,
he will say whatever he wants on the phone or in person.
Please don't think we're calling him a keyboard warrior.
No, I'm not calling Jack a keyboard warrior, but I'm just saying like in terms of that, I feel like at some point in time that conversation would have went down whether you were here or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So to call that cloud chasing, nah. Your reasoning, maybe, but you being a cloud chaser, nah, I don't think it makes sense.
I think that it's more cloud chasing is more also aligning yourself with another well-known person for their clout and getting their clout.
And then posting stuff. But as I said, for me, it's like you doing this podcast is a clout thing. You know
Yeah,
what
of
I mean?
course.
You know
I'm
what
not going to do this to have no one watch
to
it.
have no one.
Yeah.
watch-
No,
exactly.
of course.
You've
I
got
mean,
to
the whole
get
point
views.
is to get people.
Yeah.
You've got to get
But at the
views.
same time, you know, it kind of, you know, it's a business that you run.
100%, it's a business.
And any business owner is going to use the necessary strategies
Yeah,
in
it's
order
marketing
to bring
at the end of the
It's
day.
marketing.
in order to
100%.
bring business, you know, to the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not doing it for, like, for
And-
example, cloud chasing is all about receiving, like, your own
You know,
attention.
you didn't do it with the intention of, oh, you know, people are gonna think this about
I'm
me.
cooler,
Like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Jesse,
now I'm cool,
you know,
you know
Jesse's,
what I mean?
Jesse's
Yeah.
so cool. I mean, he
Yeah.
does this. No, that's not why
Yeah.
you did it.
No, but I'd be with that. If you find two people that are beefing, I definitely think you should.
I want to get Armand and Tristan.
They should come on here. They
Are they
should.
still beefing?
Just I don't know. I don't
From
know
what I
why.
saw,
I don't
I
know
mean,
why the beef there is.
I
Or
chat to Tristan pretty often. I mean, I'm a nice guy. And from what I've saw in his stories and stuff like that, I mean, he said he really doesn't have any beef to settle with him. So,
Yeah.
I've
but if
asked
they were
both
still
of them.
beefing and they came on the podcast, it would be cool.
I've asked both of them, and one of them said no.
Okay.
Okay, so
Don't
they're
know
still
why.
beefing. That answers the question.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I feel like that answers.
I think
it. Why
maybe-
Either
would-
that,
I don't
or
know.
it could be a situation where
I don't even know what the
one
beef
really
is.
doesn't care and the other one's still
feeling
one's like
feeling some type
or
of way.
they're just both beefing.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I also feel like there's beef isn't really real, bro.
Yeah, it's all in your mind, bro.
Yeah.
Because you can choose to let that go
Bro,
within an instant
let it
if
go.
you wanted to.
Move on.
Yeah,
Just
move on
be,
with your
just
life.
be vegan,
like-
bro. Avoid the beef.
No, I feel you. For me, it's like the beef is within your own head.
If you have a reason or something happens that you need to confront someone,
Do it.
do it. If you don't like someone, you have the reasons and you need to tell them and explain why, then do it. But from that point onwards, there's no point in like, oh, I hate this guy, or
Yeah.
you know, like, why? You're just wasting your own energy.
No,
I
exactly.
think in the fitness industry, the only reason there could be beef is because you feel threatened by someone's physique,
feel
or
like-
you slightly threatened by the amount of followers they have, or you know, and it's stupid stuff. I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, in South Africa now, it doesn't matter how many followers you have on stage, because
Oh, yeah.
you know, like with NPC. Maybe there's a little bit of, okay, that person's going to bring us more money at the end of the day. But also, if you
I mean-
look better, you're going to do better.
Valish has been competing for how long? And I mean, you haven't done an NPC show where you've done badly.
No.
You know, look
I
at
haven't.
Muscle. I mean, you placed second at the
Second, yeah.
last Muscle Militia,
Second at the one before that.
Exactly.
There's a lot of second places.
and you don't have 20,000 followers.
Nah. But I do it for the love of it. You know what
Exactly, which is how it should be.
I mean? How it should be.
You know, if you've
100%.
got a huge following and stuff like that, that's great.
That's dope.
But that's for Instagram and whatever you're doing there.
100%, yeah.
I guess the stage is really. I mean,
It doesn't. How many?
my
followers
opinion,
you have?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
From
For
what
me-
I've seen, because I mean, I've got friends. I mean, we all know Vinny.
Yeah.
He's for long been one of the best men's physique
Men's
athletes
physique,
in
yeah,
the company.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
He's
doesn't
probably
really use
the
Instagram.
least active person on social media I've ever seen in my entire
Yeah,
life.
for someone who should be loud on social, he's
Like,
one of the quietest guys.
For someone
on
who has a
social.
right to, he's the
He's
quietest person.
Yeah, nah, I feel that. But yeah, it just goes down to the whole keyboard warrior thing.
You said
as
you
well.
wanted to go back. Obviously, we never got to do the video part of it, but that camera's rolling and that camera's still rolling, so we can still get this video in. But within bodybuilding, what did you
Race.
want to go into? Like racial issues or
within bodybuilding.
Yeah.
No. For me, I just wanted to mention the whole thing about doing small shows and then,
Okay.
and then getting loud about it as if you.
Oh, so it was not race
No,
related.
it wasn't
Okay.
race related.
Okay.
No. For me, it was just a thing of like I was doing, like what was that show last year? Was it the XFE? What was it?
Yeah, that was one of the smaller shows.
One of the
last year,
small, like, dude, cool, dope, you did a show. But for me, it's like sometimes you look to your left and look to your right and understand that and realize that if you came first and the competition next to you wasn't that.
I
great.
mean, for me, like, I mean, you prep for the show, you worked hard, you did the show, regardless.
100%.
Even though it's a small show, you know, if you did well, you did well. You
Yeah,
be proud
no,
of
of
yourself,
course.
100%. You know?
Of course.
You know, if you walked out of there with his first place medal, then you're like, you still beat everyone else that was there, 100%. But
Yeah.
then also at the same time, be realistic with yourself. Don't expect to then walk into the next show that's 10 times the size and expect the
100%.
same thing. If the same thing happens,
100%.
that's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But until that happens, just like, you know, like
chill.
wait it out. Like,
Yeah.
be confident in yourself, 100%, and like set your goals high and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you go and act like it and talk about it on social
Yeah.
media, acting as if, are you going to walk up there and walk over everyone,
That's
and then you don't. At the end of the day, you kind of make yourself look a bit
Look
silly.
like an idiot. Because I feel like a lot of people avoid those big shows just to avoid being humbled because they know. Okay, listen, here there's a lot of people doing this show. Let me avoid it. I'll do this little IFBB show here, IBFF show there, maybe. You know what I mean? It's just like, for me, I feel like in this game, you should want to go up against the best to gauge where you are.
Well, if you want to be the best and you want to get to a high level, the only way you will get there is by going against people that are
100%.
considered the best.
But that's the thing
100%.
that social media has done is you do a show, maybe you post a photo, no one else sees what everyone else looks like. So
Yeah.
your followers are commenting saying, yo, you look
Oh, you look
amazing, you look
great,
great.
yeah.
Where everyone else never prepped. Maybe everyone else followed a diet for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's what social media has kind of painted a light for people to be able to portray what they want to portray and show their story and make themselves
Look better.
And that's what's nice about bodybuilding in general is just when you're on stage and you're next to someone,
There's no
the one
Instagram
person looks
filters
better.
The one person looks
Yeah.
better. And my thing is, the best man will
You
always
can't
win.
crop that person.
You can't
Yeah.
crop that person out. You can't.
Edit the bicep a little bit bigger.
And for me, it's like also with that whole thing with letting those small shows get you ahead and stuff like that. I feel like it takes away, like when you, for example, you don't get the result you want, and now you're posting on social media about how you should have come first and that sort of shit. Like for me, it takes away the sportsmanship and camaraderie of sport itself.
Like, if you think you should have come first, something
That's
like
cool.
that,
Keep
then
it yourself.
cool. That's
Keep it
fine.
yourself. But
But
now
at the end of
don't
the day,
disrespect the winner.
if the judges didn't think so,
Then
you can't change it.
And the
If
thing-
they're the judges for a reason.
If
and if they
you've
don't
gone
think-
into that
100%.
show, that's you accepting what the outcome is the
Yeah.
outcome because you paying the entry fee is you
Exactly.
saying I acknowledge those judges and whatever they say has to be
100%.
followed.
you
100%.
are literally paying and asking to be judged.
Exactly. And when you don't get the opinion that you want, for me, crying about it on social media and saying should have, would have, could have, for me, first of all, it disrespects the winner because obviously the winner
Yeah,
deserves.
you're kind of taking it away from him as well. Because
Exactly. So you're
know?
taking it away from the winner. He's deservedly won the show. And now you're saying, no, I should have come first. And obviously all your followers are going to say, yo, you should have come first, you should have come first. But at the end of the day, the judges are there to do the job. They did the job. If you don't like how they do the job, like, move on.
Bro, it
for me,
happened
if you
to
don't
me,
agree
bro.
with where you placed, and you're upset about it, stuff, that's fine.
It's fine.
Go to the judge and ask him.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
Where can I improve?
I don't understand why I placed second instead of first.
100%.
Can you tell me why?
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
he might turn around and be like, listen, you, like, it was very close between the two of you, but it
Yeah.
came down to this individual muscle group that he had just a little bit more detail than you did
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you know, okay, you just need to go back, work on that, and improve.
Yeah.
And come back next time you come back, you might beat the guy.
Yeah, I feel like people also take losses so hard and they don't realize how much you can learn from losing. 'Cause I went like, I've done like 11, 12 shows maybe.
Yeah, you've done a lot of shit.
I've
You've
done a
done
lot
more,
of shit.
more than Kieran and I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like more.
like I've done all those shows. Granted, I put my hand up and say, listen, I haven't come first in any of those shows. But at the same time, I'm grateful just simply because I have learned so much about my body throughout the years and knowing exactly where I need to improve from losing, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just like how you take your loss is just as important as how you take your win.
Yeah,
basically.
like at the same time, like you said, okay, you've never placed first at the shows, but at the same time, you've never not done well.
Fair enough.
Okay, and also when you don't place first, you also understand why.
Yeah,
You
100%.
you can be confident in yourself and be like, I had a better shape and a better this and a better this
Yeah.
and that. However, he outmuscled.
Yeah.
And that is why he won.
For example, exactly. I know exactly.
You know, yeah.
I know myself. I'm not gonna go preach now to my followers and be like, I should have come first. I should have come first. This, that, and the other. Because at the end of the day, I did it.
Exactly. There's not going to change anything.
It's not-
The judges aren't going to phone you back and be like, hold on.
They're not
Yeah,
gonna
let's-
check my story and be like, oh yeah, you know what? He's actually right. His opinions are right. You know what? Let's change the result. It's not gonna happen, bro. Like, move on, learn from it, and improve. You know what I mean? For me, it's just when people complain about their placings and stuff and stuff like that. For me, it's just like, bro, take your L.
There is obviously the odd occasion where the judging is a bit sketchy.
No,
It happened to me,
certain
bro.
shows.
When I came 8th, and then they called me back and told me I came first.
Oh yes, yeah, no, okay.
Like
but that
when
was-
I walked off stage, I was like, okay, well, clearly
that
I
was
was
a rookie era.
I
That
went
was a
to
rookie
watch
era.
a
That
show
was a rookie.
recently, and there was a division, and there was, let's say, for example, men's classic physique, right? It's one division, but there's different height classes.
Yeah.
So I went to a show in December, and it was the shorter height class, obviously, first, and then a taller afterwards.
Yeah.
And when the shorter height class came in, there were people that were very lean and in crazy condition, very hard and dry, and then there were people that were more fuller and, you know, had a little bit more muscle on them, but weren't as conditioned. And in that lineup, they were going for the people that were obviously lean, but not crazy dry and hard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then the taller liner came on, and it was like instantly the other way around.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, but how does that make sense?
There's no consistency.
Because in the shorter lineup, here's a person that's just as hard and as dry as this person in the taller lineup.
Yeah.
But she came stone last and this person came first. Like for me, like for that doesn't kind of add up.
Yeah, no.
Like it needs to be the same criteria regardless of what the height
I
is.
feel that. I feel like having a set criteria and stuff makes things easier for people to understand
Yeah, because then you know what you're
where and
prepping
why.
for. You know what you need to do.
100%. I understand that because now people don't know how to prep because now it's like, oh, do I prep
do you know,
hard?
am I supposed to
or
be lean but not like
too
hard
lean?
and dry?
100%.
Or must I be, you know, like...
Yeah.
That's why it's difficult in South Africa. So if you get your pro card, you have to be smaller and less hard.
Yeah.
Then you get your pro card. If you want to do a pro show in the next month, there's no
no way
you're going to put on the size that you need to.
100%.
Like, think about it, Reese. Okay, no, Reese is huge. Let's not use him as an example. He
Reese
could
is
probably
big.
be big enough overseas.
Yeah.
But if you look at, I don't know, who turned pro recently? Who turned pro at Big Man last year?
For what division?
Any division that probably...
that Njiga, the one that did...
you did classic.
Classic,
If he had to go to classic overseas...
He,
That's what I don't understand.
Listen,
Make
in terms
us-
of the quality of muscle and the shape he has,
No, he's
Yeah,
amazing.
no, of course.
Amazing.
No, he's definitely.
Amazing.
Dude,
He's amazing, but he's
amazing.
just
you
not-
obviously you would just had to.
He needs to
add
gain more size. Unfortunately,
that extra
to
bit of
find it.
muscle,
100%.
which you can because
can,
also
yeah.
when you go pro, your weight cap
The
does
weight
go
cap.
up.
But
does go
compare
up, yeah.
him turning pro to Breon. Like that's what I don't understand
Yeah.
about. You can't expect someone in South Africa to turn pro. Then they're gonna need 3 years
Yeah,
just
exactly.
to be the right size to actually be a competing pro.
as a pro, 100%. And I feel like in our country, I feel like bodybuilding is more of a business. Like obviously, yes, it is a business, but I feel like it's more focused on the business side of things and getting more people in.
Do you
Instead
mean
of-
like the organizers?
Yes, like the organizers, instead of like helping people and letting them understand, like, yo, dude, at this point in time, like, yes, you may turn pro, but understand at this point, you're not going to win a pro show.
Do they maybe allow people to turn pro just to be able to give pro cards? Because if you had to wait until everyone looked like Chris Bumstead to help them let them turn pro,
It'll take
no one
everyone
in South
years.
Africa is
No
going to
one's
be
like-
a pro ever.
Yeah. Exactly,
And at the end of the
exactly.
day, it's still. I mean, it's good that people in South Africa are turning pro. Even if once you turn pro, you've got 2 years of work to do to be able to compete in a pro show and actually stand a chance of placing decently.
Yeah,
and
instead
stuff
of
like
making the numbers, yeah.
that. If that's the case, that's fine. So be it. Work towards it. If you want to go pro and you want to compete in a pro show, then you got to be willing to put in the work. 100%.
100%.
But at the same time, I also think it's great that there's athletes in South Africa that are now getting the opportunity to do so. Because before,
we didn't have that.
you would compete in a show here, stuff like that, and then have to pay to go overseas to try qualify for a pro show, stuff like that. And then it's a whole different story. I mean,
And then it just turns into a money game instead of a talent game, because then from there...
But do you think you're more deserving if you go overseas and do an amateur show there and you turn pro? Are you more deserving of turning pro than doing an amateur show here and turning pro?
no.
I think it makes no difference, bro. I think it makes no
If
difference.
you look
So
at-
then are you
if you
saying
look
the
at
judging
Big Man
criteria?
Weekend,
Are you
that-
saying the judging criteria is the same for an amateur show to turn pro overseas to South Africa?
That's obviously dependent on the judges.
I feel like it's the
for
level
like
of
Big
athletes
Man,
in that country.
So then it is better, and you're more deserving of praise for turning pro overseas because the level of athletes are better.
But
so
how
you're
do you know that
competing-
they're better? Because you could go to some random country.
No, that's what I'm saying. America. I'm saying if you had to
Oh,
go to
like
America.
Oh, yeah.
For me,
No,
it all
I'm talking about
depends.
I'm talking about the big country. Obviously, you can't go to Lithuania and things.
Bro, if you go to an Arnold's amateur show, if you go to an Arnold's and turn pro,
The level of athletes there they're gonna be
They're gonna be good. An
insane.
Arnold Classic show, like for me to make it there, obviously it's a big thing. and compete there and do well, I think it's a very big thing. I feel like at every underclassic that I've seen and been at, the quality has always been like, top class.
But at the same time, for me, like my opinion, if you turn pro in South Africa, that's also a huge thing.
It is a huge thing.
Because
I'm not diminishing
look at
that.
Big Man Weekend. I mean, you did Big Man Weekend. The quality of athletes there wasn't low, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude,
like
Muscle Militia
every
before
single
that.
person that came onto the stage brought it. You know,
Yeah,
you could
they
see they
brought
were
it.
there to try go
They
pro.
brought it. If you take that same bunch of people and you put them on stage with people in America, every single person almost is going to come last.
Yeah, no cap. Because I've seen, like, if you look at that that American, that junior champ, that I think it's like the NPC national, the one that pro qualifier that all the nationals do before. I feel like if you look at the quality of the athletes there, and you're like, oh, this is what an amateur looks like. I feel like,
But even with it being said, not all of them are from America.
it's true.
There's guys that come out of nowhere.
No, that's true. No, that is true. No, that's true. Like,
Even
obviously-
Big Man, the Big Man Weekend, nearly 2 years ago, there were guys coming from overseas out of nowhere.
Trying to get the
I remember
pro card,
there was a guy, was he from Egypt or something?
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
all from
What
like
that-
Egypt and
that
Cairo and
he-
like
I mean,
North Africa.
He was an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I do understand what you're saying though, Jay. So that in terms of the thing of the quality, like for example in America, or if you're looking at like England, or
Like you definitely deserve praise
No,
if you
you
turn
do.
pro in South
100%.
Africa,
You do.
but you do deserve more if you turn pro overseas.
unfortunately, yeah.
I
Obviously,
agree.
not
I agree
every
with that.
lineup is better.
No.
Overseas, like if you look at, obviously, let's go back to WBFF, where people turn pro, they went overseas to Vegas and did the amateur show and they turned pro. If they came to Africa, they wouldn't have turned pro.
No.
So, like,
Yeah.
there's a certain people that, even though it's an overseas show, it doesn't always mean the standard's going to be better.
No.
No.
No. But I feel like in the States, like for example, I feel like the training's different, the dieting's different. You know, I feel like the quality of bodybuilding itself, simply because it started there. I feel
That, and I think also
Is-
the people that are competing there are competing because they want to make that their career. You know,
100%.
there's a lot of people here that compete just
For the
because
photos.
they enjoy it, or you know, they think it's fun to do whatever, but they don't necessarily have the intention of going pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
I think in South Africa, it's a less viable option than overseas in terms of making a career out of it.
Oh yeah.
In South Africa, even if you turn pro, you have to have a job.
Nah.
Because
course.
let's say Reese, he's turned pro now. It's not like he's competing or anything. Even if he goes overseas and does 2-3 pro shows, he's not going to land a sponsor that's going to pay him
difference
100K a
is
month.
Companies in the States, for example, you know, when they sponsor pro athletes and things like that, they're not just giving them like a supplement sponsor, or I don't know, like
They give them money
like
every single
Chris
month.
Bumstead with his sponsor, that Jack Factory company, and what's it, that Gymshark and things like that. You know, they're not just giving him free stuff. They're not just making his own product line, but at the same time they're paying him.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting paid from that. He's getting a salary monthly from every single one of his sponsors.
And unfortunately, that just comes down to resources.
Yeah, and in South Africa we don't really have that. I mean,
No one can afford to.
No one can afford to,
I
yeah.
was sponsored, I wasn't getting paid a salary.
Yeah.
You know?
No, of course. It's just
And
a
there
reality.
is the odd company here and there in South Africa that does do it.
Yeah.
I've heard.
But the thing is there any return? You're paying those people. There can't be a return on, let's just say a round number. Let's say you pay someone 10,000 Rand. There is no way that this guy with even 40,000 followers is bringing you 10,000 Rand.
month,
Because let's
for
say
example, yeah.
10,000 Rand is 20,000 Rand of actual sales. Because let's say that they mark it up 100%.
Yeah.
So you have to sell 20,000, or you actually have to sell less. You have to sell half. You have to sell, let's say, 10,000 Rand. You know, so 5,000 Rand worth of actual products to make 10,000 Rand.
Yeah.
I still don't think in South Africa that's happening.
It's happening, yeah. Unfortunately, also, like,
Maybe it is though, because if you think about one person with a stack, they pay 5,000 Rand.
That's true.
That,
That's what I'm saying.
that
If you-
already
if-
pays for that.
If you're buying a big, like, you know, if you go to a supplement store and you buy a well-known brand or an international brand and stuff, like, it's not cheap. You can pay 1,200 Rand for a type of whey protein, you know, and then another 700 for EAAs and another 600 for your pre-workouts, and then everything else that you use. I mean, by the time you walk out the store, you could have easily spent 3,000-4,000 Rand.
Yeah.
I want your guys' opinion. So obviously, you know, I'm with Extreme. I don't have any contracts or anything, but I recently had a certain a supplement company message me and they say they want me to come in. They can do more for me than what Extreme can do for me. This was literally 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
Like, I want your opinion on what as an athlete should you do? Because you shouldn't be sponsored by a supplement company just to get the most out of them. You should, because with Extreme, so this supplement company is one company with one line of products. They're the only company that I would be able to have. Whereas Extreme, I can get multiple
stuff.
Yeah, as I was saying, in my opinion, Extreme's probably more. I don't know because I don't know what supplement company you're talking about, but Extreme's probably way more established as a company.
But if I get paid, so I get given 3 supplements a month from Extreme, let's say. This company, let's say they paid me 5,000 Rand a month. Am I just giving up on, am I just doing it for the money? I'm not doing it about, because that's what supplement sponsorship should be. It should be about you promoting what you think works. If I go to these people, that's just me going for the money, not for the supplement.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm also not saying that this company is worse than Extreme.
No. At the end of the day,
depends on your goals.
Yeah, and it also depends on like what you like. If you sit there and feel, you know what, I feel that being with that other company and what they're offering me and stuff like that would do me more good than what I have now, and vice versa and things like that. Then maybe then technically you have a reason to justify.
Yeah, for me it's a business, bro. At the end of the day, bro, it is a business, and
they're running a business, so they're messaging me. I mean, that's them doing business, and that's them marketing. It's a clever way of marketing. But also, at the end of the day, you got to look at who I am as a brand. Obviously, if I go to this other company where I would get paid, if let's just say I don't even know what they're offering. It was literally one message that a person sent me about the company. But let's say I'm getting paid by them, then I'm going to be expected to do a lot more. Because with Extreme, let's be honest, Kieran's so chilled with the amount of stuff that I have to do.
Obviously.
I went on Wednesday and got my stack. I just have to post 2 photos like an entire month.
Everything into context. Like what you've got with the Extreme is like really, I mean, you've got how many different brands to choose from.
Yeah.
First of all, you're not limited to one brand. And like you said, they're super chilled. I mean, does Chrome still exist?
No.
I don't think so.
So when I was with Chrome,
I think they're gone.
Honestly, since they didn't exist, I can bring it, I can talk, whatever. So I was sponsored with Chrome and Nutrix. Nutrix was probably the best sponsor I've ever had.
They got good products, bro.
Their products
I always get their Nutrix stuff from
products were ridiculous. I mean, like, it's insane. I loved it. But at the same time, Chrome was like, you have to do this many posts a week, this many videos a month, this many articles on this supplement every week. You have to post this many stories. Wear these shirts and these photos, stuff like, and then on top of that, promise me a lot of stuff that never happened. Like, we want to do a Nutrix shoot. Please prep for a shoot. Remember? Or we want to feature you in the Chrome magazine. I prepped the whole of December for that. I mean, for that shoot. On the week, I get told, "Oh no, we're not doing the magazine anymore." And then again, the third time, there's like, I forgot what it was. It was just also another. There were 3 occasions where like, listen, we want you to do a shoot. Please prep for that. And I take my time to go and prep for this.
It's not 1 week.
Shoot.
Exactly.
You don't get in shape in 1 week and stuff like that. You work for it. At the same time, you're still going by everything that your contract says. But at the same time, Chrome wasn't really doing what their contract.
The exact same, obviously not to that extent, but the exact same thing happened with me at Biotech. Fortunately, I never had to prep for shoots and then they took the shoots away or whatever. But the exact same thing where we both literally got a phone call from Brad saying Chrome has messed us around.
No, Brad, I remember it was during lockdown. I was training in my garage when Brad Bodsworth actually.
Spicy guys.
He must have. We must have had a conversation for about 20 minutes on the phone, and he ran me through the whole, story. And because it was shortly after. I mean, I was sitting at a table one morning. I was literally eating breakfast, and I got an email, and out of nowhere, got an email from Chrome just saying, basically, sorry, all your contracts have been terminated.
Wow.
Just,
yo,
no warning,
and
no
that's
nothing.
breaching their contract.
We just woke up. There was 5-6 Nutrix athletes in the country, and all of us just got that email that one morning, just all of a sudden.
That's ridiculous.
That was the end of it. No warning, no
nothing.
So, you remember where you were when Brad gave you that call? I remember where I was. I was standing on the balcony in Pretoria chatting to this guy for 20 minutes as well. And it was honestly the exact same thing where Chrome stuffed him over and they went around him and the end of the day, then South Africa lost the contract, and Brad lost the contract, and all the athletes said, or Nutrex and Chrome said, okay, well, cheers.
Yeah.
Or because people try to go around Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, man, that's just the industry. And I feel like here in South Africa as well, it's a thing of like supplements don't, like people that are in the supplement industry, it's like they want the whole piece of the pie, and they don't understand that like there's gang pieces of the pie, we can all have it. And they don't. I feel like overseas supplements and stuff do well because I feel like they work together in a way.
Think how many supplement companies there are overseas, and how all of them are making millions.
All of them,
exactly.
All of them,
but at the same time, they're probably all well priced. The price of supplements in South Africa is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
But I mean, if you look at our local products, not terrible.
No,
like
it's not terrible.
It's great.
USN, like even Nutricon, like they also
reasonably.
I mean, recently I went to Discam. I ran out of supplements, stuff like that. I didn't have. Usually, I get my supplements from Extreme Nutrition. I go see Chris in Bryanston, and I'll go get my supplements there from his store. But I didn't have time. I went into Discam, and like they've got local brands and stuff like that. And when I looked at the price, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, like 280 rand for 500 grams of EAAs. I was like, you know. But at the same time, like, is it the same quality as?
I think that's also what's cool about, we mentioned Nutricon is, I mean, Brad and Wes, they like, and so like Jack's part of it now, obviously, but you know, it's supplements made by athletes.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at when I used to be sponsored by USN or I was sponsored by SSN, it wasn't. Bro, those CEOs and those this and that, they look awful. They don't train. They don't do any of that.
Yeah.
They just there for the money, and they're the people that are doing the marketing and using all these fit people that use the products to market to the fat and lazy people that now are going to buy the supplements and think it's going to be a magic product.
Yeah, for them it's just a money making thing. I feel like with Brad, with the way Brad looks, and obviously Wes with his experience in the fitness, I feel like they make it for the athletes. You know what I mean? Like USN, I think they've had their issues with the law. I think.
I think that I don't know exactly, but I think the issue was initially. I think they've cleared it up now and everything's fine. So initially, when they came out, so it was long ago.
A long time. I remember it was a while ago.
Discam always has to test the products to say like, okay, if there's 20 grams of protein, there I think there's a discrepancy of 6 or something like that.
It's like 10% or something.
Maybe it's 10%. So let's say 2 up or down.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, well let's just say it's 10%.
Yeah.
Apparently, like they were half of what they claimed.
Yeah. Okay.
Then they were now caught up and they recalled all their products because they were obviously lying about what's in it.
Yeah.
But apparently, I mean, for the last however long since then, USN's been clear.
Yeah.
And I mean,
From what I've heard, USN's great.
But I like USN.
Yeah, I like USN.
Anyone that I've spoken to about USN's never had anything bad to say.
Like that all 9 amino acids.
Yeah.
Like the Nutrex amino acids, like obviously that will come from Chrome, I mean Extreme. And you know, people say like, Jesse, what Extreme products for BCAs, what do they offer? And I'll be like, okay, well, go grab X, Y, and Z. They say, I can't afford 600 rand, but I want EAAs. And I'm like, okay, well, to be honest, then go to Discam.
Yeah.
Go to Discam and grab the cheaper ones.
For like 280 rand.
Yeah.
Literally 280 rand for a 500 gram tub.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that Extreme sell, and if you can't afford it, unfortunately, just go somewhere else because sometimes you can get something 90% as good for half the price.
No, 100%. I feel like people are just looking at brands and they don't necessarily scope. Like, actually, this is just as good. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get like premium stuff for it to work. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude.
Guys, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesse.
Can see Kieran's getting hot.
Yo, these work clothes, bro.
So, guys, thanks for listening.
See you.
Cheers.